people are making $10 to $30 just by turning photos into cartoon images using the AI. And the best part, you don't need to know how to draw. In this video, I'll show you exactly how to do it step by step. From turning any photo into a cartoon with AI to creating visuals for a professional-looking listing using Canva. The other day, I was wondering if it was possible to make money online with the help of the AI. So I went to Etsy to see if it could help me generate some new ideas. But to my surprise, I saw that people were actually doing this. Let me show you what I found. Look at this kind of listings. People are offering custom portrait photos. So basically from a real photo, they are going to create a custom cartoon for you. And they are going to deliver just a digital download. So basically just a digital image. And I saw several listings just like that one. And what I found more interesting is that all of these listings have the best seller and popular now tag. And that means that people are actually looking for this kind of service and they are paying for it. Let me show you this listing as an example. As we already saw, this listing has the best seller tag, and if you pay attention down below, it says that this shop has over 132 reviews. But just this listing right here, this service of turning a real photo into a cartoon, has 63 reviews. And we all know that not everybody leaves a review after purchasing, so this listing right here most probably has sold over 63 times this service. Now, if we pay attention to the price, this listing is usually at $35, but it has a special discount and leaves this service to almost $16, which is a fantastic price because you will be able to create these cartoons completely free, and you will see that it's super easy to create. And something else that is pretty important is that this service is only offering a digital file. So the digital image, the cartoon that you are going to generate, this is the product that people are buying. Now let's take a look to the price again. Remember that this is the discounted price. This is at 55% off. And let's make a quick calculation. What about if we multiply this price by 63, which is the amount of people who left a review? And we know that this is maybe lower than the amount of people who have purchased this item. So 15 by 63, and this gave us a total of over $1,000. Imagine having this side hustle. But let's make another calculation. What if these 63 people, they actually paid the full price for this service? This gave us over $2,200. So that means that just this one listing is making from $1,000 to $2,000. So imagine if you had one listing with this style of cartoon, and then what about if you have another listing with this another very trendy style of cartoon, which is also a bestseller? And what about if you have another one like this one? After doing this research, I realized that there are actually people who are willing to pay to have these custom cartoons. Good. Now we know that you can sell these images, but how you actually create them? Now let me show you the step-by-step on how to turn a real photo like this one into a cartoon like this. We're gonna go to sora.chatgpt.com. From here, you are going to upload the real photo that you want to transform into a cartoon. So let's go to the bottom of the screen and you are going to click on this plus icon. I'm gonna upload the photo from my device, so I'm clicking here. I have here the photo that I want to upload. I'm gonna click open, and then you are going to describe in here what you want to create with this photo. So I have a special prompt to create the 3D style cartoon that I already showed you. So let me show you the prompt. You're gonna insert this prompt in Sora along with the real image. So turn this real photo into a 3D cartoon style portrait inspired by Pixar animation. Big expressive eyes, smooth skin, soft lighting, warm color palette, detailed background off. And here you are going to change it for whatever goes well with your photo. So in this case, we were at an airport, so I left my prompt like this: detailed background of an airport. And then we have some extra cues for the prompt. Now let me go back to Sora. Here I have the prompt, I have the image, and then from here you can also adjust some other settings. So you can create an image that is vertical 2x3, a square image 1x1, or landscape mode 3x2. I'm going to leave it portrait, and then from here you can create different variations if you want. You can create just one image, 2 or 4. I like to go with 4 different variations so I can choose the best one. And now I'm ready to go. So I'm gonna click remix, and this request has been added to queue. I already created this image before filming this tutorial. Let me show you. If I go to my library, and you can see the results in here. We're gonna find out what Sora is going to create now. I guess we're going to have slightly different images. We'll see. But let me show you what I already have in here. Okay, so this is the first image, second one, third one, fourth one. I actually believe these 4 different options look amazing, and I decided to choose the second one because it's the one that I prefer, but it doesn't mean that the other images have something weird or something that I don't like in them. Okay, I think my other images are ready. Let me go out from this preview, and as you can see, I got pretty similar results by using exactly the same prompt. So I would say that it's safe if you use the prompt that I'm suggesting. So let me see the new images in here. So this is the first one, second one, third one, fourth one. Now let me go out from this preview and let me go with this option right here. If you want to download it, you can simply click on these 3 dots and hit download, or you can click on the image and download the photo from here. Now let me know if the image you created with the prompt that I gave you has the same style as the image that I created. Now you know how to turn photos into these customized 3D cartoons. You are ready to create your listing. You can create it on Etsy or any other platform, but to create this listing, you will need some visuals. And to do this, we are going to use Canva. But before we go to Canva, let me show you what kind of visuals I'm talking about. In this listing in particular, the one that we have been studying during this whole tutorial, we have this visual as the cover. You see that we have an example of the real photo on this corner, and then we have the cartoon in the background. We also have some other images, like for example this one, in which we see the before and after and the steps clients need to follow in order to purchase and get their cartoon. And then you will see that there are some other samples in here. So we see again the real photo and the cartoon in the background. So let me show you how to create this in Canva. We're gonna create these visuals with a square format, but please double check if the platform where you are creating your listing needs a different aspect ratio. I'm going to click on the create button on the left panel, and from here I'm going to create a custom size. So let's go by 1080 by 1080. Now from the editor we are going to upload the real photo and the cartoon we just generated. Let's go to uploads, upload files, and uploading the photo and the cartoon. Okay, so I have the photo, the cartoon, and now I'm going to elements because I'm gonna use frames to create these visuals. So you see here the frames section, I'm going for the second option and I'm going to duplicate it. So I have one for the real image and another one for the cartoon. Now I'm going to make this one smaller. We just need a little preview of the real photo, and what people are actually buying is the cartoon, so we're gonna make this one bigger. We want people to be able to see what kind of image they are actually purchasing. So let's bring this image behind, this one in the corner. We can add an outline to this one, so it's easy to recognize that these two images are something different. So we have here the outline. We can change the color later, but first let's add some text boxes. I'm gonna write here before, and in here duplicate the text box and write after. And this is just to make sure that people understand that this is the before and this is the after. Let me bring this image downwards a little bit more. Maybe we can make these text boxes a little bit smaller, and we're gonna bring an arrow. So let me type arrow here. Let's go to graphics. Let me double check on photos, see if we have something different in here. Let's go to graphics, and I'm gonna use this arrow. Now remember that we are working here on the cover image of your listing. So if there is any unique selling point, it will be nice for you to display it in here as well. So as you can see, other people are also offering the same exact service. But what about if you can provide this image faster than others, or if you have a special cartoon style or anything that is special or different about the other offers, make sure to display it in here. So we are going to imagine that you will be able to provide this service in one day. So we're gonna go to elements and let's add a fast icon. So we can use something like, probably something like this. We're gonna add another text box. Let's change this color and add a text box. We're gonna type in here, ready in one day. Let's position this one in here. And as you can see in here, I'm creating this design very, very fast, and I'm not paying attention to all of the elements that are available here in Canva, but I do suggest that you take your time and that you make these designs as beautiful and as professional as you can. And I think we can actually add an effect to these text boxes. So let's go to effects and let's go to the style lift. This is going to add a subtle shadow behind the text box, and it's going to help the text pop a little bit more. Now we are going to create another image that I believe it is important for this listing, and it is the page where you are going to mention the steps people need to follow in order to purchase or to get this service from you. So I love the idea of having the before and after so people understand what they are actually going to get. So I'm going to bring again these two photos, so the real and the cartoon. I'm going back here to frames one more time and insert them into these frames. Now I'm going to change the aspect ratio a little bit and make them smaller so we can see here the before and the after. And now I'm going to add the steps here on how to work with me, or you can write something like how to get your custom cartoon, and then you would like to list here the steps people need to follow. So here is an example. Now I'm gonna try to make this design a little bit better, and I'm gonna use a quick trick that you can follow if you have a Canva Pro account. And if you have a Canva free account and would love to try this trick out, we have a 30-day free trial in the description. Let me add here a shape before I show you this little trick. So I'm gonna add some corners to this shape and position it back. Okay, something like this. And now let me show you the trick. You're gonna go to design, and from here make sure that you are in the templates section. You're gonna scroll down, and if you see a template that has a style that you like, you're gonna go and click on the template, and then if you scroll down, you will see that you have access to the template style. You're gonna click here, and you will see that the style has been applied to your design. If you want to see a different color combination, you can continue clicking in here to shuffle the color palette. So I'm gonna click, pay attention to the design, clicking one more time. And if you want to see another style, you can continue browsing the template library, and let's try another one. So let me close this window and let's try the template style. I'm actually in between this style here. Let me copy this page and paste it so we have two different ones because I'm in between this style and this one here. So let me click on template style. So I'm between this one and this one. I think I'm gonna go with this style here. So let's delete page number 3 and let's adjust the position of these elements a little bit more. Now I'm gonna add some shadows behind these photos just to add some dimensions. So you can go to elements, type shadow, and then from here you can go to graphics or photos. I'm gonna add this one. Okay, I'm bringing this shadow here, make sure that it's to the center, these elements as well, and I'm going to bring the shadow behind this shape and I'm going to duplicate it, bringing up one of these shapes and putting it behind one of these photos and bringing a copy of the shadow in here. So we have a subtle shadow, but I believe this is actually making a difference on how your design looks. Okay, let me adjust these text boxes here. Now that we have a style for these designs, we're going back to the page number 1. We're gonna use the same font that we use on page 2. So we see here document fonts. I'm gonna change it to Poppins, and then I'm going to change all fonts for Poppins. You can also use the colors that you used on page 2. So I'm clicking on the background and I'm going to change the color from here. And you can also change the color of your arrows, the outline of this frame or the text boxes. I think we are ready, but I do suggest that you create more than just one sample. So if you want to add more samples to your listing, you can do this. You can click on the 3 dots of the first page and then duplicate page. You can bring this one here to the 3rd position and then delete this from the design, or if you want, if you prefer to keep this before and after, you can leave it in here and then you are going to change these images. So let me delete image from here, and you're gonna use another different real image turned into a cartoon. And I do suggest that you have at least 5 different samples so your clients can see that you can recreate this particular style with completely different real images. Once you have all of your samples and designs ready, you're going to click on share, download, and if you have a Canva Pro account, you can increase the size of your downloads, select all the pages you want to download, and then hit download. And you'll be ready to create your listing. To learn more about image generation, I do recommend this course right here. And I think that's it for this video. I hope to see you in the next one. Bye!